Hello, this presentation is on CancerBot's underlying exact system for precision clinical trial matching, and we do a analysis of the accuracy of the attribute extraction with follicular lymphoma trials. So historically, trial matching has been a matter of ranking trials for patients against the unstructured text of trials. So you'll have a patient vignette, a brief description of the patients, usually not including all their attributes, and then you will assess the assessment of it is, as the trials are ranked, does the clinician gold standard of a trial that the doctor picks for the patient from a small test set of trials, is that in the top 5 or top N of the trials that are suggested by the matching system. Of course, that's not true patient eligibility because you don't have all the patient attributes, and it also does not say whether it's a true 100% eligibility match. So the exact system takes a very different approach. That approach is to take the unstructured trial, get the structured attributes from it, using a large language model based system that we'll describe, and then you can perform true eligibility matching. So it's a very different approach, and it's a bold claim that we can do this accurately. So this study attempts to measure just how accurately we do this. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to measure in the process of extracting these attributes from the unstructured text, we're going to measure the precision, how accurate our attributes are that we say are extracted from the trial. An example is over here on the right on the extracted trial. If you see something like the ECOG range, and then recall is out of all the attributes that are mentioned here in this unstructured text, how many of those attributes do we in fact extract? And then F1 is the harmonic mean of precision and recall. And we analyze this accuracy also by attribute category. We also have an attribute by attribute listing of the accuracy that is used to guide the prompt refinement, as we'll describe. But for the purposes of this, we're summarizing the categories of those attributes. So there are 1,291 actively recruiting interventional FL trials across various world databases. We select 100 trials at random to hand label with these subject matter experts, where they go and say, okay, this is the specific attribute and value that we see here in this unstructured trial. And they label each of 84 attributes that are commonly used in follicular lymphoma trials. It's not every possible one, but it is the ones that are commonly used for eligibility assessment in follicular lymphoma. For another disease, it would be a different set of attributes. Now, let's describe a little bit more how this system works before we summarize our results. So we have these unstructured trial texts. We can see this here on the left. It's quite difficult to read, of course, because it's actually even a little bit longer than this. And of course, patients and clinicians have the same difficulty. If they're going to go look through many different trials, it's quite time consuming and difficult to get through this and say, okay, am I really a fit? So what the exact system does, and exact stands for extracting attributes from clinical trials, is we have a trial loader that loads them all into this trials data lake. We have an extraction ETL, stands for extract, transfer, and load, that deterministically takes certain attributes that we don't need a large language model to help with, and then adds them back to the trials in this trials data lake, this trials database. Then we have this prompt workbench, box 2 here, that subject matter expert prompt engineers refine prompts for those 84 attributes. They store them in a prompt database. Then the extraction engine takes the prompts from this is box 3 here, takes the prompts and uses various large language models to extract the attribute and value from the unstructured text. And then all of this is stored in a master database of all worldwide trials with structured eligibility attributes. The result is what you see here on the right, where you have in the required column, you have all of the requirements. There's a bunch of requirements: age minimum, consent capability, various behavioral criteria, no active infection, Hep B or Hep C or HIV, no other active malignancies, pre-existing conditions excluded, stem cell transplant histories that are excluded, therapies that are excluded, tumor grade range, washout period, duration. And then your value is what the patient sees that came in from his patient record through FHIR, or that in his interview with the onboarding bot were his answers. And then if it's green, that means they're eligible. And the result is true eligibility. So how well does the system perform? The overall accuracy is the overall recall, how many of the attributes you get, is 0.85. The precision is 0.78. The resulting F1, which is our primary metric, is 0.81. Now, as we break it down by category, you'll see most of them, the values are well above 90% for F1, recall, and precision. The exception is treatment, where the F1 is 68%. Precision's a bit better. The recall's a little bit lower. So in the case of describing very complex treatment requirements that either they have had or they can't have had, the system lags in that one area. Of course, the lower recall and precision is used to guide those prompt workbench editing done by the prompt engineers that are also biomedical subject matter experts. And so, of course, that this study was done in May. Results are much higher now, but we stand by these results, and I believe this is a big step forward for enabling something, this true precision eligibility matching that has not been done before. So future work will expand this to other cancers. We support multiple myeloma and breast cancer, implementing error type classification. So it says if you don't quite get it, what's the problem? Is it a bad synonym? Is it like an unknown term? And of course, the prompt logic is continuously refined based upon this accuracy results. So we believe with these results, the exact system holds promise as a foundational infrastructure, not just the back end for CancerBot, but potentially for other foundations. So we are working with several patient organizations already, offering them this software for free. And certainly if you're a patient support organization or another organization trying to match patients to trials, please let us know if we can make Exact available to you. Thanks very much.